Good morning to you, and I hope this finds you well. My name is Dawna Christ. I'm also known as the Mental Mystic, and this is the Koffee Klatch With Spirit feature of the Hearth of the Mental Mystic. This morning I have coffee, but so yesterday I actually had this idea of doing the Koffee Klatch with Spirit. And I knew that Monday Messages was going to be replaced by Koffee Klatch with Spirit. I was also told that it would take place, or at least I believed it would take place on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Today is Thursday, and this will probably be posted at another time, but I don't think there's any restrictions as to the day that this is going to be done, because this morning I have been faced with a message and urged to share it. And the message is: the aligned life is not one size fits all. What does that mean? What it means is when we are living in alignment with our spirit, when we are open to divine guidance, the life one may lead does not necessarily look like the life that another will lead. They may have attributes that are similar, but divine guidance is unique to each and every one of us. So the steps that one person may take, another person may receive divine guidance and take different steps in their life, even if their situations may be similar. That's the biggest message, is as we walk the path of an aligned life, the guidance we receive is specific to us as an individual, as an individuation of spirit. And that's exactly what each of us is we are a seed of the divine creator. We are an individuation of source. So while we may look human and living a human life and have similar paths, the steps that each one of us needs to take in order to live our best and greatest life, to fulfill our potential as an individuation of spirit, our lives are going to look completely different. So if somebody is going through something, we should not, let's take that back. I don't want to should on anyone. That was a poor choice of word. When we are faced with someone who is going through some stuff, even if we went through a similar situation, the steps he or she needs to take to get through that situation are not going to be the same steps that we ourselves need to take or did take to get through it. We can share our experiences in the hope that it may spark some sort of inspiration for them, that it may be a message sent to them through us from the divine. But we cannot believe that is the we cannot believe that's the case all the time. So we can be there to support people. We can share our stories and say that we've been through something similar, but their experience is going to be different. And we cannot assume that what they need to do to get through the situation is what we did. And I think that is the message. An aligned life is not one size fits all. Because an aligned life is living in alignment with our own individual spirit and the divine guidance that we receive. And I'm just going to shuffle the cards here and see if there is anything that Spirit wishes to add to the conversation. Strength. Archangel Ariel. Great inner strength. Release harsh judgments. Forgiveness and compassion. Each individuation of spirit is going through their own experience. Judgment is when we think that we know all the ins and outs of that experience or situation. Judgment is when we think a person, because thinking is often from ego, our conditioned selves. So judgment is when we think we know all the ins and outs of their experience and their situation. An aligned life is not one size fits all. We don't know everything that a person is experiencing in a situation. Because each of us has a unique experience here on life, or a unique experience in life here on earth. That's why I believe Source has sent us here, so that Source can experience life through different lenses. Oh, that's good. And so, even if one person's life or their life experiences are similar, the experiences themselves are not the same, because they are experienced through a different lens than our own. That's something that we really need to evolve into, a notion that we as a species, as humanity, needs to evolve into. This life is not a cookie cutter life. What one experiences is not the same experience, no matter how similar it looks to what another is experiencing. So, really, and this is a good reminder to me too, we just need to stay in our own lane. With the caveat that we express love, compassion, sometimes forgiveness when the situation calls for it, for another. So many of us feel like we have all the answers and how things should be, when in truth, we don't have the foggiest idea what another person is going through. Ace of Fire. An exciting new opportunity, career advancement. Change your life now. And I truly believe that the inspiration for this Koffee Klatch with Spirit is to share messages. There are a lot of people that are off kilter right now. A lot of people that are waking up. Life is not what they originally perceived it to be, and are realizing that there's something more, that we're not here to live day to day, earning a living, paying bills. That's just something that we as humans have come to the conclusion of. COVID, the coronavirus, has acted as a catalyst for a lot of people to wake up. And a lot of people are still in that uncertain stage, not quite sure how to proceed. For some of them, everything has fallen apart. and they're looking for a foothold because the house of cards that they've been building, some for a lifetime, has come tumbling down. And so it is my desire, and it has been my desire for many years, to be here to support people as they find their way. Because I've been at the beginning of my journey. I remember clearly the point when I started waking up. And quite honestly, I don't remember the exact point because it was a process. But I remember thinking, there has to be more to life than this. And that was the point that I started searching for that more to life. And things are a lot different. For me, I believe it probably started officially as an adult, because really I've been searching for what is beyond this life since I was in elementary school, quite honestly. But my formal journey, I would say, started in the early 90s. And the internet was a brand new thing, and there wasn't a whole lot on it at that time. I relied on books, but there was no one, at least I didn't have anyone I felt that could guide me. And so I hadn't yet tapped into divine guidance yet. I didn't even believe that I was able to do that. I didn't believe that I was psychic. I didn't believe that I could tap into my intuition. That's been a long journey, and it's one that's finally culminating. And so because I wasn't consciously tapping into divine guidance, my path has been a spiral. I've been going in circles along the path. And so it's been 20 plus years. So my desire is to be here for people that are just waking up. Because I remember how lost I felt. And I felt like I was navigating a path I knew nothing, absolutely nothing about. And Spirit would give me bits and pieces, and I would go in search of bits and pieces on my own. And then I would put it all together, and it was like having pieces of multiple puzzles and trying to put them all together. So that is what I'm doing here. That is why I am here. I truly feel that is what my purpose is to help people who are feeling lost and not quite sure how to proceed. And I've found that intuitive readings are really helpful in this process. And if you are not in touch yet with your own intuition, if you don't yet trust your own intuition, I want to be here to help. And that's what I'm doing. I'm trying, I'm helping. I know that I'm helping. I know that there are those that are benefiting and feeling like I'm helping. So, let's see, another card. Oop, I've got two here. I've got the Hermit card, Archangel Raziel. Spend time in quiet meditation, spiritual teaching, and self-discovery. That's something that has taken me a long time to learn, quite honestly. That the answers aren't really outside of ourselves. The answers can come from outside sources. But when we're able to tap into divine guidance, when we are able to get aligned with our inner being, we will find the answers. That's where the answers lie. In truth, it is within us that all the answers that we could ever ask reside. So spend time in quiet meditation, contemplation. Journaling is a good tool for that. Spiritual teaching and self-discovery. That's a scary proposition. Self-discovery. A lot of us are afraid of the shadow. We're afraid of what we will find when we do look deeply at ourselves. That's something that we can benefit for having some guidance. Because the shadow is that part of us, those bits and pieces of ourselves that we have come to believe aren't acceptable. And so we've tucked them away. And they don't go away. They don't. They get stronger. And that can be scary. The Magician. Again, Archangel Raziel. It seems to me like Archangel Raziel is definitely calling to us today. It says, it's the Magician, and it says, you are ready. You have the resources or the ability to manifest them. Life is magical. When we do become aligned, when we do tap into that inner being within us, life does become magical. It does. So, and I think we'll do one more card. This one right here. Eight of Air. An illusion of being trapped. A lack of self-confidence. Afraid to take action. And that's what holds a lot of us back. Who would I be if I let all these beliefs go? That can be a scary proposition. Who would I be if I let all these beliefs that I've been conditioned to believe go? That's definitely an unknown factor. Would we be a better person? More than likely. But still, sometimes often, it's the unknown that scares us the most. And it will freeze us into indecision. It'll freeze us into not taking action. It keeps us stuck. And that's something I'll do another day. But so, if you would like to schedule a private reading with me, a reading that is geared directly to you and your situation, you can visit the website www.thementalmystic.com to schedule your private and personal reading. I will be back tomorrow with Friday's Koffee Klatch with Spirit. Until then, dear friend, may you be well. Take care, and I will talk to you again soon.